One thing I've never talked about, but I will now because I've seen it happen so much, is spiritual bypassing. It's the practice of using concepts and beliefs to avoid personal accountability, to not show up for each other, and to avoid emotional closeness. So basically, emotional disassociation, to not face emotional or relational dynamics in the way they are. It's oftentimes tough, right? We're all humans, complex beings. One quote I really, really love so much is, "There are no enlightened beings, there are only enlightened activities." That takes away any kind of notion of superiority. And it just means that in every moment, what we do professionally, personally, as a community, are we the most curious, the most open, the most compassionate and kind? So there's also a difference between empathy and compassion. I think sometimes empathy is being seen as something amazing. It is. But arguably the biggest leader in the world used empathy to feel the emotions of masses of people and then to sway the emotions in the direction they want to. Obviously, right now, there's a lot of, unfortunately, fascist leaders and stuff in charge. So they know how to manipulate massive of emotions. And oftentimes it's because they can emotionally detach from their feelings, see other people's emotion and sway it a certain direction. And compassion means to feel the emotions, which is really tough, and then to have the strength to reduce another being's or a group of people's suffering. So compassion basically means to feel emotions and then to enact the reduction of suffering. That could be, in our personal life, professional, as well as ideally as communities. There are a lot of communities right now that use some kind of superiority, awakening talk or enlightenment talk to think they're somewhat elevated, and that's very, very dangerous in my experience. If you look up the connections fascist leaders have between some kind of spiritual groups, it's oftentimes very mind-blowing, because you just think, wow, those people are just collaborating, but they emphasize compassion or unity in some kind of way. Oftentimes it's about power dynamics there. And going back to spiritual bypassing, oftentimes those people who enact those emotional detachment, diminishing another person's emotion, saying it's also meant to be, it's your it's your projections, and so they oftentimes want to control emotions. They don't want to feel the emotions, because emotions come with a lot of disappointment, right? If we open up our hearts, or if we open up our business for other people that come in, it means we open up ourselves for potential disappointments. But actually, true compassion and true humanity means to show up and to sometimes, face disappointments, or a lot of them. I'm sure we all did, and we will. And people who do spiritual bypassing, they're trying to not to do that. They use terms from spiritual languages or something, and to say they're in some kind of elevated position. May that be a religion, may that be the divine they claim they enact. And you can see that in everyday interactions. One thing I really love about showing up with curiosity and care is meaning beginner's mind in every moment. And what I mean by that is, does that person hold the space for curiosity? Do I hold the space for curiosity and care? And that's why I love breathwork so much. And a lot of leadership and coaching and stuff, they in this realm, they come up with without qualifications. So it's also a realm where people can do a spiritual bypasser and gain professionally. But if you look at actually good yoga coaches and good breathwork coaches, they always emphasize breathing, I would say. So, because breathing, if you look at it every moment, we can always breathe deeper and slower. And if you look at it, a 5.5 second long inhale and a 5.5 second long exhale are considered the ideal breath. You can always go slower, that's even better. But actually slowing down our breathing creates space within us, and we're not inhaling air really. That's not the practice we're doing. We're creating space inside of us. So actually creating space, ideally first in our belly, in our chest, in the whole body, so air can flow in, and then also slowly releasing it, which relaxes the nervous system, adding a smile for so-called happy hormones. But really every inhale is an opportunity to ground ourselves in the moment, to create more space within us, to nourish a whole bloody bloody circulation, yeah, blood circulation, and to make us feel better. And then I think that kind of curiosity and care for ourselves translates to the world as well. A lot of people I do see in breathwork, they sometimes breathe very fast. That kind of activates the fight or flight system, actually, of the nervous system. And yeah, let's move forward. Let's hold each other accountable. If we can't show up with as much compassion, curiosity, and care, I definitely fail at this at times. Hopefully less so moving forward, but it always takes a community and village to move forward. And especially in these tough times, I wish all of us to find our breath, find our center, and find our community, and find the personal accountability and the communal accountability to go through emotional hardships and depths there, and to create true emotional intimacy and true connections in our personal and professional life. And having said that, much love. Please take a deep breath.